Good morning, Manchester. So we're at Pro Hair Live Manchester, here with Joe, our chair, on the Live Lounge, Under the Hood. We had a fantastic day yesterday, and it's going to be even better today. Joe?
Yeah, so we've got an amazing lineup again today. We've got the Fame team kicking it off this morning at 10:30. But don't forget, you know, down in London as well, we've got HJ Live. So making sure we're going to be watching on Insta Stories as well. So Facebook Live for Pro Hair and Insta Stories for HJ Live.
I know, and I was talking to some of the guys from HJ Live yesterday, and they were having a brilliant time. They said the audiences were great. So it's really good. We're just flicking between the two shows at the moment. So don't miss out on the Live Lounge today. We've got Hooker and Young. We've got Jack Howard coming. We've got Leanne Regan coming on. And our compere for today is none other than our patron of honour, Mr. Errol Douglas, MBE.
Welcome, Errol, to the Live Lounge.
Morning. Yes, I was sitting there yesterday. Now I'm in the hot seat. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We had a great time yesterday, and I know you're just about to do a show. I know you're very busy today, Joe. So yes, today's going to be dynamic.
A little bit jealous. I think I want to be on this seat, doing it all day.
Well, if you're not busy, Mr. President, you can come back.
And if you're watching this, come and join us at some point during the day. Come have your photo taken, maybe even have an interview. Okay, so Joe.
Yeah, so I think, you know, we're going to introduce some new guests to the Live Lounge, and Errol's going to be having some great interviews under the hood. Under the hood.
So we're going to bring on Mr. David Drew, our past chairman and past president for the hairdressing charity, and Mr. Jack Howard. So we'll see you later. Have a great day and make sure you're joining us.
Thank you very much, ladies. David, how are you?
Just all the better for seeing you, Errol.
Are you under the hood? Yeah.
Am I under the hood?
Yes, you're under the hood.
Oh, my hair needs a bit of under the hood at the moment.
Right. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Mr. David Drew. Mr. David Drew's been with the Fellowship for many years, a great business coach, a great consultant, and a great person. So wait 1 second. I'm going to get to you, and and Jack Howard. Oh my God, we're honoured, Mr. Colour.
Oh, thank you very much.
The legend that is.
He is. He's live now. I'm not going to do this because, you know, I know this guy's in a hurry. Tell us a little bit about your career.
What would you like to know, Errol, really? It's sort of been a varied, rich career,
well,
so I've been very lucky.
Everybody says you're Mr. Balayage.
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Are you? I think he is.
I think he is too. And I tell everyone that he invented balayage, so am I wrong?
That's definitely not true. That's definitely not true.
Oh, that's an embellishment, is it? Okay.
It's an embellishment, but it's a nice one. I think my career change in midway through my career happened in when I went to America, and that changed then because it was like there was a big push in the early 90s for balayage in the States, and I was very typically English at that point and sort of said, you know, it's a traditional foil highlight and everything like that, and my boss kind of pushed me, and I went and did a couple of courses, and it really was a huge change for me, and it's transformed my career. Sort of, you know, 20 years later, I'm, you know, well covered in the UK with bringing it to the UK and sort of in the worldwide market.
I think it's fair to say balayage has transformed colour business in the UK.
I've seen this guy on stage and he's very eloquent. I saw him yesterday and I did comment how amazing it was to see you go through head blocks. You engaged the audience, and those guys were like, they were perplexed. So yeah, tell me about that bit, because I've never seen that before.
Well, I think that when you do shows and everything, I mean, it's really fun to do dancing girls and beautiful outfits and all that stuff. But for a colour technician to actually break down the technical part of it and what you're doing, it's quite hard to kind of talk about that on stage, even when you've got slides and, you know, PDFs and all that stuff going on. So for me, it was a slight change up, and using the doll heads, we could go through 4 or 5 techniques, just a piece of it, a taste, because that's all you can do in 30 minutes. But it was much heavier on the technical side of it, and I felt much more in my comfort zone talking that way. But it worked really, really well. I was really
it was amazing.
And what I loved about that presentation, and obviously what I love about Live Lounge, it's being streamed live, so people on their phones could get up close and see the technical skills, and that for me was revolutionary. And to introduce Jack doing that, that's a first, I think, and this is a first. So everything is changing so fast. You know, I keep reminding people, It's only in the last 10, 12 years we've had social media.
Yep.
The last 10, 12 years, the impact it's had, but actually I think it's only scratched the surface.
No.
It's the next 5 years, this industry is going to change exponentially.
So, David, Mr. Businessman, Mr. You know, you've nurtured so many people I know. Obviously, I'm always chewing your ear off about business. So tell me, because I think your niche is people respect you and trust you. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing today.
Well, I run the Business Zone at Pro Hair Live. It's a project that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about our industry, as you know, Errol. We're all passionate about our industry. Yeah. So for me, business is an important ingredient that for too many hairstylists think it's all about the hair. And it, as you know very well, you have to have a successful business to be creative, because
Absolutely.
being creative costs a lot of money.
Yep.
So to do a proper photo shoot, to do a proper presentation and get the best models, to do the things that you like to do, Errol, and to be at the top of your game, you have to have a very good income stream to do that. So you need to have a good business. Yeah. And I'm passionate about helping our industry combat the challenges that we're facing right now. Yeah. And I think, you know, the Business Zone at Pro Hair Live is proving to be a very valuable asset to our industry. It's a very valuable asset to this exhibition. And of course, the fellowship...
Can I stop you for 1 second? Yeah. Do you think, not the person who's opening up the business today, do you think the hairdresser who is the entrepreneur is savvy now? Do you think they know what they're doing, or do they rely on big chains? I'm talking about the people going solo, because there's still a lot of salons opening, and there's a hell of a lot
more savvy than they've ever been, actually.
I think they're more savvy, and I also think that it's kind of that, I think it's that American kind of thing that's filtered through, where people have broken away from the big brands. They've seen that they're sort of Instagram famous, and they're seeing that maybe they can turn that into a revenue and everything. But I think what they've got to be careful about is the fact that just because they've got lots and lots of likes and lots of followers, does that transition into money? And some hairdressers forget that even if they're employed, that column that they run every day is a business, and so run it smartly, run it cleverly. Yeah.
But also because you have the big versus celebrity, you know, because that thing's coming back again. But just remember, a lot of celebrities don't make money in that way. It's just short.
It can be an illusion, an absolute illusion. Your column is your business.
It's your equity in your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's your brand. It's everything about you. So, you know, what we're getting back to, and it's actually so funny, isn't it? You know, as you say, you, Errol, we've been in this organisation, which we're passionate about. It pushes the boundaries. What we're doing now is pushing the boundaries, and I'm delighted to see the fellowship evolving, and that's how it should. But we're actually, in a funny way, we're getting away from what I call manufactured looks, manufactured presentations, and we're going back to the old-fashioned kind of raw. So seminars are being streamed in a very raw way online. It's all stripped back. So all this we've been for the last 20 years being very polished, very professional, very manufactured, and we're now going back to core skills, communication, hair, working hard, looking after your clients. As Jack's just said, your column is absolutely important, critically important.
So it's quite funny you should say that, because again, when you pinpoint the certain hairdressers who come up and ask questions, they've got specific questions, but at the same time they want to know the fundamentals. So it's quite, you know, we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, because it goes back to fundamentals and what we were talking about, being a well-trained assistant and making sure you're attentive. It's the whole package.
And the bottom line, and this is life, whether we like it or not, too many people just turn over money, but they're not making money. And we've got to get the balance correct.
This man says that. I love it. See, that's one of those poignant, quiet moments when Mr. David Drew, Mr. Businessman, says that, because you kind of go, actually, it's true. It's all
absolutely true. And I'm ashamed that too many salons in our industry are struggling, and they're looking over their shoulder, constantly pressured, constantly worried. And I actually have this challenge to every salon owner and salon manager out there. If you were to take yourself away from your business doing what you do, would it survive? And too many of them say, unfortunately not. So they don't actually have a business, they just have a job. And we need to give them a business that they can enjoy the bits they want to do, which is the creative side, which is of course what brought us all into this industry.
Yeah, true. But I've seen Jack do it through his career, and he's a living testament. Look at him.
He's got
tanned, healthy, he looks cool. So you've done that. I've seen you go within certain brands and you've lifted and levitated their colour departments.
He's also reinvented himself, which you have to do.
Well, you have to reinvent yourself. I mean, if I stayed the same person I was 30 years ago, it would have been a very, it would have been a very boring presentation at the weekend. So I think you do have to evolve, and the fact that we can anyway, it's human nature that you can evolve.
Yeah.
So you do that. And as far as levitating brands, I don't know whether I've done that. What I've done is I've gone in with a very clear message and a very clear idea of who I am and what I'm going to do, and it's worked, and it's been the right time in the right place.
Yeah. Well, you look good, like I said. So are you related to Alan Howard? Anyway,
That's a good one to end on.
yeah, it's a good one.
Thanks, Errol.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Errol Douglas. Jack Howard, it's been my pleasure to be in the Live Lounge, and can I just compliment the fellowship, because I'm a past chairman. I'm still a director of this organisation. My heart's very much in this organisation, and I just love the fact that yet again the fellowship is moving it forward.
Absolutely.
And doing it.
This is pretty cool,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's really
Thank you.
cool.
That is exactly what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Thank
And,
you.
know,
Really cool.
We've done so many cool things in the
Yeah.
fellowship. The Fame team was cool.
Yeah.
We were the very first
We're
organisation
gonna
to have
see them
such a
later.
team. And the Fellowship Academy of Merit and Excellence, who I love. Our hashtag is, you saw them here first.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone's copied that in the industry.
Yeah.
Now every organisation, every
Yeah.
company's got their own version of it,
Yeah.
but we were the first. I think this is the first again. So
Well, we
bravo
have
to
to
the
thank.
fellowship.
now,
This is
isn't it?
under
This is now.
Kareen Jackson
Now.
and Joe Martin's
Yes.
watch.
Love them to bits.
Kareen's obviously our president, and Joe's our chairwoman.
Well,
So
very well
thank
done
you
to them
very
both.
much.
Very
and
well
thank
done.
You,
Thank you,
for
Errol.
coming so early in the morning.
And British hairdressing rocks.
Yeah.